Good afternoon. It has been a total pleasure to be here this week. When I received an email from Mrs. McCollum, I think it was like before Christmas. It was a long time ago. And I had never heard of Anne Arundel County. I had never heard of NorthBay. But I love music, and I love being outdoors, and I love young people, and I love meeting new people. So she described the camp and said, "Are you interested?" I had no idea what my summer looked like, but I said yes. I'm very interested. It sounds like a dream. I have never experienced a camp like this before. So if you are not convinced yet that this is exceptional and something incredibly special, and that you should fight with everything you have for it, if there is ever a question of whether this will happen or not, it is exceptional. Do not take it for granted. It is out of this world exceptional, and a lot because of what people here are doing. So that was Dance of My Heart, a tango, just to get us off the ground and moving and making music together. We now will go to a medley from Westside Story. Following that, we will go to Askokan Farewell. And I think one thing I want to point out is just really listen for how these musicians have grown musically and also have grown as human beings, because their heart is right in the music. And that is when you know you have fine musicians in front of you, is when they're not afraid to put their heart in the music. And you can really hear that throughout the Westside Story medley. You can really hear that in the Askokan Farewell. The Askokan Farewell will also feature a few of our principals and any seniors that are in our orchestra, including a teacher who is getting ready to graduate from his undergraduate degree. So enjoy supporting those as well. Thank you all for being here. right now I'm going to decide. It's already decided. Did anyone else have a tear in their eye during One Hand, One Heart, or during the Askokan farewell? I definitely got a little. And I guess the thing that really came through to me in the Westside story Medley was this line from somewhere. There's a place for us. Just this, how important it is that we as human beings make a place for one another. And I would say that as much as I prepared and perhaps scores and tried to think on the students not really knowing who they are, just having a list of repertoire they've played in the past, choosing the repertoire, preparing. I never know if an orchestra will welcome me into their hearts or not. You can never assume that as a conductor. So I just really want to thank the students, every single one of them, and the whole community here. It's clearly a very tight-knit, well-run community. And coming in from Pennsylvania, I just felt so incredibly welcomed and made a part of the music experience here at NorthBay. But you definitely made a place for me here, and you made a place for one another, and you made a place for the music. So before I give out awards to two people, just please, you all have such a special place in my heart, and can we please just applaud them for making a place for each other. So yes, I would give every single one of them an award, and in many ways, we definitely have in our week of music making, of exploring how to grow as musicians, how to grow as human beings, but we narrowed it down to one of each between all of us, the teachers of the orchestra and myself, and the Outstanding Citizenship Award goes to Audrey Smith. Much more modern harmonies. It was composed in the 1920s, but it's based on these forms of these French Renaissance dances. What did I want to say? They're very short. Some are only like 1 minute long, and I have to say it's like you hear it's often programmed for youth orchestras, and I have to say my initial relationship to it years ago was like, it's a good piece. I can hear all the educational value in it. But then about a year ago, I heard a recording by the Norwegian Chamber Orchestra, and I was like, what is this piece? I mean, just so vibrant, so alive, so many musical nuances. And I started looking at the score, and I was like, oh, that's actually the piece. So it is like taken at the surface, it's very simple in many ways, and yet if you actually bring all of the musical nuances and listen for all of the odd phrasing and bring out all of the dynamic contrasts and all of the interesting articulations that actually make you feel like the downbeat is everywhere except for on the downbeat, it's really like, it is a phenomenal piece, and these musicians have worked so hard to bring this piece alive for you. I would put it up against the Norwegian Chamber Orchestra recording, hands down. So prove me right, bring it alive, make it super exciting. So please, the 6